Hello and welcome to Fit Flow Yoga. This is day 6 of the 28-day movement challenge. Today we'll be moving through an upper body love flow, so giving some love to our entire upper body. If you have 2 blocks, we will use them today. If not, and you have a blanket, we can use that as well. But we'll get started here with our blocks to begin in a supported fish pose. So we'll take one block and place it long ways along your mat, parallel to the long edge side of your mat. And we'll take your second block and we'll use it as a headrest right behind it. So your blocks will be in a T shape. Now, if you don't have blocks, a rolled up blanket can fit perfectly long ways here along your mat. Once you have your blocks or your blanket set up, begin to lower down onto your back, letting the block here rest right between your shoulder blades. You're more than welcome to adjust your blocks or your blanket at any point in time. And then maybe begin to extend your arms out towards the side to a cactus or a T. And then let your eyes fall closed or soften your gaze towards the ceiling. Feel your mat and your props underneath you, supporting your legs, supporting your upper back, your arms, and your head. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And on that exhale, work to release any tension you're holding through your upper back. And let your shoulder blades melt over your block. Maybe you notice a slight opening here along your chest. Continue with each exhale to release just a bit more tension. Take 5 more breaths here in this supported fish pose. And take one more inhale and exhale. From here, begin to roll over onto one side or the other. We'll move your props out from underneath you. And then return back onto your back. Reach your hands overhead, take a full body stretch, point through your toes, spine length. And then begin to hug your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a squeeze. Take a few gentle rocks here from side to side. And then let your knees rest onto the right side of your space, taking any version of a supine twist that feels good in your body. Maybe extending your arms out towards cactus or a T. Send your gaze up towards the sky or maybe over your left shoulder. Pause here for a full breath in. And out. With your next inhale, return your knees back through center. And as you exhale, let them rest on towards the left. This time, maybe sending your gaze up towards the sky or over your right shoulder. Once again, a full breath in. And out. Inhale as you return your knees back through center. This time begin to walk your heels towards your glutes. Send your hands down towards your sides, palms facing down. And with your inhale, press through your heels. Send your hips towards the sky for a bridge pose. Working to press your triceps into your mat. Find some opening here along your chest. And exhale down to your mat. One more just like that. Inhale, press through your heels, send your hips towards the sky, squeeze through your glutes. And exhale down to your mat. This time, take a bend into your elbows. Reach your hands up towards the sky. So a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Triceps are still into your mat. And as you inhale, once again, press through your heels, lift your hips, but also push through your triceps. Send your chest forward. Take one more inhale. And exhale down to your mat. Once again, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And this time, take a few rocks forward and backward. And we'll rock all the way up to a seat. From here, as you inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. And exhale, plant your right hand outside your right hip. We'll take one more inhale. And exhale, side bend towards the right, reaching up and then over with your left arm. Find length here along your left side body. On your next inhale, return back through center. Reach your right hand towards the sky. And exhale, your left hand outside your left hip. One more inhale. And exhale, side bend towards the left. Finding length here along the right side this time. And then inhale here back through center. And on your exhale, roll over your knees and find a tabletop. As always, when you arrive in your tabletop, take any initial or intuitive movement that feels good to you. Maybe send your hips from side to side or forward and backward. And then return back through your neutral tabletop. Take a full inhale. As you exhale, cat pose, reach your spine towards the sky, send your gaze between your legs. Inhale, cow, pull your chest forward, send your gaze forward. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. One more round here. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. From here, begin to return back through your neutral tabletop. Keep your left hand planted into your mat, and with your inhale, sweep your right hand towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Send your right wrist between your left wrist and left knee. Option to extend your left hand forward and plant your right cheek down to your mat or a prop of your choice. If you extended your left arm, begin to walk it back underneath your left shoulder. And as you inhale, sweep your right hand back towards the sky and exhale back through tabletop. We'll switch it out here. Keep your right hand planted. So you inhale, sweep your left hand towards the sky and exhale, thread the needle. This time, plant your left cheek down to your mat or a prop with the option to extend your right hand towards the top of your mat. If you extended your right hand, begin to walk your right hand underneath your right shoulder. With your inhale, sweep your left hand back towards the sky and exhale through your tabletop. From here, send your big toes together to touch your knees out wide and sink your seat towards your heels for a child's pose. If you have a block handy, the option to plant your palms down to your block, to maybe lift your hands off the mat. Find some more opening here along your shoulders. Maybe here you send your awareness back towards your breath. Just simply acknowledging the expansion and the contraction with each breath in and out. If your hands are on blocks, slide them down to your mat. And then begin to shift yourself forward and all the way down to your belly. From here, keep your left hand planted underneath your left shoulder. Right arm towards the right side of your space. As you inhale, take a bend through your left knee, and exhale, roll on towards the right side for a floor scorpion. You can plant your right cheek down to your mat or a block. Maybe plant your left foot down to your mat, or simply let it rest on top of your right leg. On your next inhale, return back through center. We'll switch it out. Plant your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Extend your left arm long. So you inhale, take a bend into your right knee. And exhale, roll off towards the left side for a floor scorpion. From here, begin to return back through center. Keep your hands planted underneath your shoulders, elbows tucked in towards your sides. And as you inhale, rise up cobra. Send your chest and gaze forward. And exhale down to your mat. 2 more just like that. Inhale, rise up cobra. And exhale down to your mat. Last one, inhale, rise up cobra. And exhale down to your mat. From here, tuck your toes. As you inhale, float up through plank or tabletop. And then send your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Bend into one knee or both. Lift a leg or send your hips from side to side. Take any movement that's calling to you. Take one more big inhale in your down dog. And exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. And exhale, tiptoe to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands into your mat or your blocks. And step your left foot to the back of your mat and lower down onto your left knee for a low lunge. So untuck your left toes. Sink into the bend here of your right knee. The option to plant your hands down to your mat, your blocks, bring your your hands towards your right thigh, or maybe reach them up towards the sky. If you reached your hands up towards the sky, the option is stay here, or sweep your right arm underneath your left for eagle arms. Maybe sitting the backs of your hands to touch or your palms. Take one more inhale. And exhale. From here, release your arms, reach them back up towards the sky. Big inhale. And exhale, plant your hands down to your mat. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee off the mat, runner's lunge. And then from here, rise all the way up, high lunge. So actively push here through the ball mount of your left foot. Sink into the bend of your right knee. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, press your knuckles down towards the mat, open up through your chest. And exhale for a humble high lunge. Work to snuggle your right shoulder underneath your right thigh or close to it. Maybe just let your upper body float. Full breath in. And out. Inhale, rise back up through center. Reach your hands up towards the sky. And then exhale, plant your hands down towards your mat, runner's lunge. Take one inhale here. And exhale, step your left foot forward to meet your right and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. And exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands to your mat or your blocks and step your right foot to the back of your mat and lower down onto your right knee. Untuck your toes. The option to keep your hands planted or maybe reach your hands up towards the sky. Continue to squeeze through your glutes and your inner thighs. This time the option is send your left arm underneath your right, searching for the backs of your hands or your palms together to touch, taking eagle arms. Take a full breath in and out. So you inhale, release your arms, reach them up towards the sky, and exhale, plant your hands down to the mat. Tuck through your right toes, lift your right knee off the mat, runner's lunge. And then we'll rise all the way up, high lunge. Press through all four corners of your left foot and actively push through the ball mount of your right. Take a big inhale. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, pull your chest forward, press your knuckles down towards the mat. And as you exhale, humble high lunge. There, hover your upper body above your left thigh or snuggle your left shoulder towards your left thigh. Full breath in and out. Inhale, rise all the way back up through your high lunge. And exhale, plant your hands down to your mat, runner's lunge. Take one more inhale. And exhale, step your right foot forward to meet your left and forward fold. From here, grab opposite hands to opposite elbows, sway side to side. Take a ragdoll. And then return back through your forward fold and slowly sink your seat all the way down to your mat. From here, keep the soles of your feet into your mat and walk your hands back behind you. Fingertips pointing towards your heels. And as you inhale, press through your heels, lift your hips up towards the sky, reverse tabletop. And exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. We'll take that 2 more times. As you inhale, press through your heels, lift your hips up towards the sky. And exhale down to your mat. 1 more time here. Inhale, rise up through your reverse tabletop. And exhale down to your mat. From here, bring the soles of your feet together to touch your knees out wide for a Baddha Konasana or a butterfly pose. Take just 1 inhale here. And as you exhale, work to melt your heart toward your feet. Find rounding here through your spine. Pause here for a few breath cycles. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale. So you inhale, rise back up. Use your hands to guide your knees back together to touch. And lower down onto your back, slowly 1 vertebrae at a time. From here, take any final poses or shapes that are calling to you. Maybe a supported bridge or a waterfall pose. An additional supine twist. And once you've had the movement your body's calling for, begin to set up for your Shavasana or your final resting pose. A place you can find comfort. A place you can find stillness. And a place you can take rest. Stay here in your Shavasana as long as you need. Thank you so much for joining me on day 6 of this movement challenge. Be well, friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.